Week in review. Guys, let's start at the top. Alex Pereira trolls Ankalaev. Now, this is, of course, after defeating Ankalaev and becoming the world champion. Pereira returns home to Brazil, returns to the tire shop. Now, the reason I want you guys to understand this is real. This is not social media hype. The same as Charles Oliveira returns to the favelas. That is not a story for the sake of telling a story. That is not marketing. That is real. Charles, one of the most famous fighters in the world, will return quite simply to the streets of the favelas, and he will then begin to share. He will begin to make sure that people have lights and water and food. These stories are real. Pereira used to be, as Pereira tells the story, a drunk on the bar stool, and he worked all day at the tire shop. Work at the tire shop, take that money down to the bar, drink it away, turn his life around. That very tire shop Pereira returns to, because Ankalaev had made a comment at the press conference, and he said, talking about he was going to beat Pereira, he said, I'm going to send him back to the tire shop. So after Pereira beat him, Pereira flew home, went to the tire shop, and then wrote Ankalaev on a tire and posted a stack of them. Sean Strickland's plan. Fluffy first, then Chimaev for the belt, plus a wedding he did not invite me to. Now, I wouldn't have gone and crashed his wedding. I wouldn't have done these things, but I would have sent a gift. I feel like if Nina Drama has information that Strickland's getting married, I should have got the Evite. Now, Strickland's big plan, by the way, his big plan is that he's going to, and I love this, see, he's got a three-way. He's got something called a round robin going. He's challenged Fluffy, and he's challenged Fluffy for the right to face Chimaev. Now, a stronger point to Sean's argument that I wish he would have made, because I love his argument, I want to back him up here. Sean already had the Chimaev fight. It's when Sean was champion. It's when Chimaev had beat Kamara. It was announced that Usman versus Chimaev was going to be the number one contenders match, and the moment that fight was done, Sean said, come on. Nobody called Sean. Nobody negotiated with Sean. He read about this on the internet, the same as all of us did, watched it on ESPN. However the literal story went, same as all of us did. And he accepted. He accepted with no hesitation. And by the way, he's been in the gym with him. They were trained by the same guy for a meaningful period of time. Like, they have a very good idea. Either way, Sean said, okay. And I think that's a very strong piece of Sean's argument that he's not making. But the idea of Strickland versus Hernandez, it's such a good idea. I'm confident in telling you it's going to happen. Does it become a number one contenders match? That's a different argument. But can we agree we don't have a better idea than Strickland versus Fluffy? All right. Conor McGregor suspended 18 months under the UFC's anti-doping policy. I will tell you, this is for something known as a whereabouts violation. Now, a whereabouts is as simple as what it sounds. Big fancy word with a bunch of letters and syllables. It just means where you at. You are under obligation as a member of the pool. You hear the term pool. To let them know where you are at all times. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. There's a website. You go there and you upload it. And when you're as busy as Conor, in all fairness, where today I'm going to be in Ireland, tomorrow I'm going to be in Italy, I get rescheduled to a bare knuckle boxing in England. Oh, the press conference is going to be in Amsterdam. The plane stopped off, and right, when things are moving, it can be difficult. The testing agency actually understands that. So they will give you, under the whereabouts clause, 3 misses. Not only can you not be where you said you were going to be, you can do it 3 times. Not only can you do it 3 times, you can do it 3 times in a calendar year. So if you're with the agency, just by example, 5 years, you could miss, mathematically, 14 tests. I'm just sharing. They're very reasonable. And historically, I would challenge, I don't believe anywhere you will be able to find, I never have, anyone that's ever been in violation of a whereabouts that does not have a prior fail that got anything more than 12 months. If you are ever given more than 12 months, that is the tip of the hat from the agency to the world. We don't believe you. I'll never know what Conor's story was. I'll never be able to do more than speculate. Conor will never need to speak on it. There is no smoking gun. Conor, as a matter of fact, was so powerful and effective in this manner. You will not find an official report that says Conor failed a whereabouts from a drug testing. He renamed it collection of biological sample. They literally removed the word drug test, and to Team Conor, I must say, bravo. Charles Oliveira's got a new nickname. He's now the Predator, and I gotta tell you, I will miss Du Bronx. I will also predict for you, the Predator doesn't stick around. I don't think that you can just come in and give yourself a new nickname. I don't think you can do that. You can try. I watched Dwayne Johnson, the world's coolest guy, try to be Dwayne. And the world said, no, you're The Rock. And he resisted, and there was some back and forth, but the world won. He's The Rock. I predict for you, Du Bronx will be back. Now, there's a guy that created a donut-scented cologne. That sounds great. That sounds delicious. I just wonder if you were the person who was trying to smell like a donut, where do you go that you want to smell like a donut? Donuts smell great. That would be a nice smell. Where do you go? Do you go to the club smelling like a donut? Do you go to church smelling like a donut? Like, imagine the guy that works at the donut shop. He comes home, he takes his shirt off. The first thing he does, he throws in his hamper and says, honey, get me another shirt. I smell like a donut. But somebody is now selling cologne to make you smell like a donut, which does sound nice. I'm open to the idea. I'm just wondering, if you had the cologne, where would you wear it? Where would you go that you wanted to smell like a donut? Now, 53% of you prefer to see Conor versus Chandler at the White House over Conor versus Mike Perry in bare knuckle fighting. 53% of you. 64% of you have said you would rather see Chael versus Daniel Cormier at the White House. I don't think any of these fights are going to happen. I will just tell you, I did appreciate winning the online poll. Until next week, this has been a Week in Review.